Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera semua yang bersama-sama kita pada hari ini, iaitu para penonton yang hadir pada pagi ini yang menonton daripada YouTube Live. Terima kasih diucapkan kerana sudi untuk meluangkan sedikit masa bagi bersama-sama kami untuk menjayakan program kami pada hari ini, iaitu Animal Welfare Awareness Forum. Ya, bila pagi-pagi weekend memang mengantuk, lagi-lagi bila dengar forum. Tapi diucapkan terima kasih sekali lagi kerana turut serta pada pagi ini. Untuk pengetahuan tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sekalian, program kita pada hari ini merupakan salah satu program komuniti daripada Kumpulan I, Pengakap Kelanasiswa II daripada Universiti Putra Malaysia yang bertemakan Care for the Health and Care for the Living, yang juga berkolaborasi dengan pihak SPCA Selangor, iaitu Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Baiklah, bagi yang belum pernah dengar, apakah itu SPCA? SPCA ini merupakan salah satu persatuan yang amat popular di Malaysia. Mungkin ada sesetengah kita yang belum pernah dengar. Ianya merupakan persatuan pencegahan kekejaman terhadap haiwan yang terletak di Selangor. Mereka akan memberikan perlindungan haiwan yang bertujuan untuk membantu haiwan-haiwan jalanan yang terbiar bagi mendapatkan penjagaan yang lebih baik dan juga sempurna. Baiklah, tanpa membuang masa, saya ingin memperkenalkan tetamu jemputan khas kita pada hari ini, iaitu Encik Kelvin Chia yang merupakan salah seorang pegawai daripada SPCA Selangor yang sudi untuk meluangkan masa beliau untuk berkongsi ilmu berkaitan dengan kebajikan haiwan ataupun animal welfare ini. Apa khabar Encik? Sihat ya mudah-mudahan.
Selamat pagi semua.
Saya akan menjemput Encik Kelvin untuk memulakan program kita pada hari ini.
Alright, selamat pagi semua. Audio okay? Okay, so nama saya Kelvin. Saya Animal Welfare Officer untuk SPCA Selangor seperti yang diperkenalkan tadi. SPCA Selangor stands for Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Nama panjang saya tahu, tapi actually kita pun ada nama bahasa juga, Persatuan Menolong Haiwan. So, okay. SPCA Selangor adalah satu persatuan yang based on animal welfare, bukan aktivis. Kita bukan sahaja buat macam rescuing, not solely, I mean, kita ada juga buat education program, kita ada buat juga macam marketing, adoption, shelter, klinik, inspectorate dan sebagainya. So saya akan mainkan video introduction ni, dan lepas tu kita akan go into details what SPCA Selangor does actually. Okay? So ini adalah pintu hadapan SPCA Selangor yang bagi yang tak pernah datang ke SPCA Selangor. Okay. So SPCA Selangor ada banyak komponen. Ini salah satu daripada komponen shelter kita. Shelter meaning kita ada banyak yang rescue dengan rehabilitate. So kita rescue dari semua orang lah. Ada yang from the street, ada yang from pet owners and all that. Lepas rescue, kita actually ada macam program rehabilitation. So rehabilitation tu ada banyak SOP dia sendiri, macam health check, behavior check, lepas tu training, medical semua. So this is one of the part where we do behavioral training. So yang tu Moses is our trainer. So trainer bukan saja macam yang you tengok dalam YouTube video tu, dia train untuk sit, train untuk roll over, train untuk apa lagi ya, macam-macam tricks lah. We don't train for tricks. We train for behavioral yang akan benefit the owner when they go to a home. Okay? So yang penting we have to make sure that semua haiwan, bukan saja anjing tapi kucing juga, that they have to be suitable for home environment. Sebab jangan lupa semua haiwan-haiwan ni dia rescue from the street. So ada banyak behavior dia actually very feral still. Macam dia akan rebut makanan lah, lepas tu dia akan jadi macam territorial lah, macam tu. So SPCA Selangor actually kena monitor behavior tu dengan correction, behavioral correction. Kita akan correct behavior tu. Salah satu haiwan yang kita rescue ini Dindin. Dindin was actually tied at our gate, abandoned at our gate 3 years ago. So Dane is a large breed, belongs to the Great Dane. So masa dia kena abandon tu dia dah sangat tua lah, agak-agak dalam 7-8 tahun dalam in human years is actually very old for 7-8 years old. Ini Mandy juga rescue, tapi Mandy punya case lain sikit. Dia actually is a 3-legged dog. We have no idea how, but masa rescuer bawa dia masuk, dia dah one of the hand kena potong dah, surgically. And then of course we have other rescue cat. But then I would like to stress macam okay, ada banyak haiwan yang kita selamat tu, not all of them are rehomable. Alright, not rehomable as in kadang-kadang because they come from the street, so the behavior is way too feral. Dia tak suka duduk dalam satu bilik macam kucing tadi tu. So dia suka freedom. So we actually have a few animals that's roaming outside. Dia tak ada dalam bilik. Tapi ini dalam bilik. Ini bilik kucing. So kita ada satu bilik sebab kucing kalau you tak letak dalam bilik tu dia akan lari kan. So that's why we have a cat room. So if you're coming over for adoption, you will go into a cat room and then you'll go into a dog park, a different place. Ini Mama Molly lah rasa. Ini Dawn. Dawn is another rescue dog that kita rescue since she was a tiny puppy. Tapi Dawn case actually special sikit. Masa rescue tu dia tak ada hal. Dia very healthy. Until late last year, she start have brain infection. So you can see how she walks. Dia tak ada balance. Oh shit, sorry. So boleh tengok dari sini. Dia always go into a circle. Sebab dia punya brain on the left hand side infected and then leave a huge bubble of air inside the brain. So dia tak boleh, dia lost sense of balance. So every time she walks, she always macam lean one side. So yang tu kita try to rehabilitate, but unfortunately in this case tak boleh selamat. We discovered the brain infection by May last year during MCO, but she passed away in August because the brain infection become very, very serious. We often have cases like this macam yang serious sangat yang kita tak boleh selamat juga. It always happen if you work in a shelter. So this is our cat room. Cat room actually sponsored by Menteri Pertanian dan juga dirasmikan oleh Tengku Permaisuri Selangor. So cat room actually ada 3 bilik. Yang tempat lapang tadi you nampak tu general area for adult cat, and then yang kita ada lagi 2 bilik kecil untuk, of course, for kittens lah, sebab kalau kita tak separate kan nanti dia gaduh juga. So for cat adoption, you can just come in, play with the cat, even lah kalau you we have to speak macam tak ada MCO. Masa tak ada MCO tu, you can just drop by and then just play with the cats. Kalau tak adopt pun tak apa, you can just drop by. Activity untuk volunteer, you can just drop by and then you can help bathe the dog, walk the dog, play with the cat. Well, we don't bathe the cat lah. So you are not supposed to mandikan kucing, ingat. Sebab kucing ada antibody sendiri. Kalau once you wash it, you will go wash away the antibody. Dia akan jadi lemah. Lepas tu dia akan sakit very often. But for dog different. Dogs, if you don't bathe, they smell. So kita ada klinik sendiri, tapi klinik kita untuk rawat haiwan kita sendiri sebab license problem lah. Dia macam perbezaan dengan klinik private dengan klinik kerajaan. So kita punya drug storing tak banyak. Yang ni adalah 100% of animals in SPCA semua adalah dimandulkan. So dia tak ada satu pun yang boleh give birth to babies anymore, because we believe that is the only way to control the stray population. Nah, ini lepas pemandulan lah. So klinik kita buat rawatan untuk haiwan sendiri. Kita boleh buat macam basic health check, skin issue, no problem. Tapi kalau yang lagi serius macam patah tulang ke, kena langgar kereta ke, kita still have to send to private vet. Yes, all animals in our shelter, all of them can be adopted. Okay, that was domesticated animals. Since last year, actually, kita start venture into farm animal welfare. Okay, farm animal welfare is a more serious topic sebab it includes a huge industry yang bermilion-milion ringgit tu. So what we're trying to change is that kita nak industry player to move away from this battery cage because it's very humane. Ini bukan temporary cage tau. Ini permanent cage for the ducks and for the chicken. They will be left there until they die. So they'll just collect dia punya telur, collect dia punya meat for production later and things like that. So we try to move all the industry player from away from this and then go into free range farm. Surprisingly, the more the more humane farm in Malaysia adalah kebun-kebun yang kecil, yang local punya. Kalau you go into industry usually use this battery cage. So it's actually not humane. Okay, that was the introduction. Let's go into details. Sorry, technical issue. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so sorry, I tertekan refresh tadi. So what is in SPCA actually ada a few definition lah, okay, for pet animals and wild animals. Actually, wild animals referring to feral animals. Apa tu kita panggil haiwan liar. Tapi dia punya definition more correctly recently kita tukar kepada haiwan jalanan, bukan haiwan liar lagi. Okay, so bagi domesticated animals, usually it means you have to understand where they coming from. Okay, this is wait. This is too technical. Kejap, let's go into less technical punya. Kejap. Okay, ni. Okay, so SPCA Selangor, Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. So kita ada misi kita in general adalah untuk protect defenseless animals and to alleviate their sufferings. Okay, our misi is actually targeting more all animals in general, but sebab due to apa tu physical constraint and limited resources, so we in SPCA sendiri we actually focus only on domesticated animals, dogs and cats. Dulu kita ada hamster lah, kita ada guinea pigs, kita ada burung hantu, kita ada ular sawah, kita ada apa lagi ya? Long time ago kita ada juga satu kuda, kita ada satu kambing, ayam, and all those animals lah. People, because back then tak banyak society yang buat animal welfare kan, so ada je orang yang hantar binatang yang macam-macam. It was fun then lah, but then kita realise it's actually very difficult to care for these different animals, especially kalau kita ada banyak anjing dengan kucing, sebab dia kena stress. If they get stressed out, they might die. So SPCA in general, kita ada 6 department. So this is where if you're coming as a volunteer or as an intern, you can help in one of these department as well. So the first one, ERA Center. ERA Center actually referring kepada shelter kita lah, yang physical shelter. So ERA means education, rehabilitation and adoption. education is our main focus right now. Sebab kita we are in belief that education is the right way to let more people understand animal welfare. Kalau just an example lah, right? So because we have another department called inspectorate, this one. So if we go up to every offense, people who committed an offense, and then we go up to them, and then lepas tu kita macam marah-marah aja, lepas tu very aggressive, people will not learn. They will never learn. So what we believe is that we want to educate people to give them more information so that they don't become ignorant about these kind of things. So education is very important. Education also includes like now what you're learning today, although it's very short, but we hope that you can take away something that will help you in the future to expand your knowledge into animal welfare. Lepas tu rehabilitation. Rehabilitation is very important in animal rescue actually. Animal rescue bukan setakat ambil animals from the street and then put in a shelter. Actually dia ada banyak proses lain. The moment you pick up the animals, you're gonna think of a long-term plan. Okay, health check. Lepas tu vaccine. Lepas tu kalau dia ada apa-apa health issue, you kena treat. Lepas treatment, you have to do behavior assessment. Lepas behavior assessment, you kena buat behavior correction. Lepas behavior correction, you kena carikan new owner. Lepas new owner, you have to do a lot of assessment lagi. Make sure monitor semua okay. Dia boleh adapt to macam new home. Dia tak ada destructive behavior, semua tu. Okay, then then the last part is adoption. Adoption is very important sebab it's the only way out for the animals in our shelter or most of the other shelters as well. Sebab kalau tak ada adoption, animals stuck in a shelter forever. And that is actually bukan the best situation for the rescue animals. Sebab dalam shelter tu ada banyak stress because setiap minggu kita ada new animals coming in. So that for cat, for dogs also, they actually don't feel safe with new animals keep coming in. They feel threatened. So shelter is actually not a very good place for animals to live their life. There's another type of animal shelter we call sanctuary. Sanctuary dia tempat yang lagi besar tapi dia untuk bagi animals yang macam dah tua, dah feral, lepas tu they can live their life over there tanpa ada apa-apa kacau ganggu. So that's sanctuary. So the second department is spay and neuter program. Spay and neuter program is actually referring to program yang kita bantu the public members to mandulkan haiwan kesayangan atau haiwan yang diselamatkan oleh mereka. So the third pillar is our marketing communication department. So dia buat human education, dia buat marketing communication, and dia ada buat event. Outreach is referring to event. Before MCO, tiap tahun kita ada at least like 6-7 big events in whole Selangor. Maybe you have been to a few of them. Macam dekat Mi Valley tu ada pet fiesta rasa, dah lupa nama dia. Lepas tu dekat Shah Alam ada pet fiesta juga, dia every time pun different theme. Dia macam dekat Mi Valley tu because it's the biggest event, so dia ada exotic animals, dia ada macam-macam lah. Dan lepas tu dekat Shah Alam dia ada cat event, cat only, dogs tak ada. Dan lepas tu in KL Trade Center, KL World Trade Center dia ada event untuk anjing je, only dog like that. So those are the events that you can volunteer and then help out as well. So you can go around in the event, tengok-tengok macam tu. So other than that, of course, every shelter needs funding. So our marketing communication department will do the fundraising as well. Fundraising bukan, it's actually a very serious work. Is sebab without funding, the shelter cannot go on. Many people thought that macam shelter actually ada tie dengan ada funding dari government. Actually kita tak ada. Otherwise we wouldn't be known as non-government organisation, NGO. NGO means kita tak ada funding langsung daripada government. So we have to do our own fundraising. Bagi tiap-tiap case yang kita selamatkan, macam anjing yang patah kaki, kucing yang patah tulang belakang, semua tu we have to fundraise individually. So the fourth department is actually inspectorate. Inspectorate is a very interesting department, very proactive. Tapi dia also one of the department that's seen all the cruelty case. as cruel as you can imagine, macam yang kena potong kepala lah, potong tangan, potong kaki, yang kena sepak, kena tetak, kena masak, macam-macam. We've seen it all. So inspection department, if you like to volunteer, you have to be very strong of heart and strong of mind. And then the fifth department will be mission help. Mission help is also proactive department which go out and help the public into spay and neutering pemandulan. So mission help also one of the department that go out and do rescuing. So if you call us, if you see any injured animals on the street, if you call us up and then we take the case, mission help will send an officer out untuk buat rescue. Lepas tu ada the last pillar, government lobbying. Government lobbying, you won't see much them at the in front sebab dia punya kerja actually it's more in the back end. Macam attend a lot of meeting with the government dengan authority to discuss about animal welfare law, health welfare act, things like that. Okay, so that's the most boring department lah actually. Tapi it's also very important because it shaped the future of the country moving forward towards maintaining and a good animal welfare standard. Okay, so what is animal welfare? Animal welfare actually is very simple. It's based on 5 freedoms. Okay, so 5 freedoms here is the freedom from hunger and thirst, freedom from discomfort, freedom from pain, injury, or disease, freedom to express normal behavior, and freedom from fear and distress. 5 elemen ni, as long as you deprive the animals of any of the element here, any one of them is considered animal cruelty. As simple as, for example, in Malaysia, satu case yang kita very often we can see on the street is tying the dog or putting the animals in a cage. Benda simple macam tu actually is an animal cruelty. You can report it because you're not supposed to tie the dog up for over 4 hours in a row. The best practice is actually tie up 2 hours, lepas tu let the dog have their exercise every 2 hours and then tie 2 hours again, then you have to let the dog out for another 2 hours. Reason being, dogs, they are actually a very high energy animals, okay? The more you tie them up or the more you keep them in a cage, semakin gila dia jadi. Gila tu disebabkan oleh energy yang building up inside them. Sebab dia tak pergi exercise, dia tak pergi main semua tu. So dia jadi very protective of the cage or the area where you tie them up. So if you see cases like that, you boleh report. Nanti I akan tunjukkan satu website yang you boleh file report to the authority. Another thing is, I think you have seen, you probably understand most of it. Express normal behavior, probably you don't see much now sebab dia biasa berlaku di dalam zoo. Bagi zoo, certain zoos, not all zoos, they actually have what we call animal show. Tapi dekat Malaysia since 2013 rasa dah ban all animal shows. So if you see animal shows, it's actually illegal. Animal shows referring to macam dia suruh any kind of primate riding a bicycle, or dia suruh anjing buat macam-macam lah. Alright. So as long as it's not their normal behavior, you can report it as well. Alright. So okay. Yang penting, yang simple, basic, fundamental thing about taking care of your pets is to make sure that they are happy and healthy. Actually, in SPCA, as long as you keep your pet happy and healthy, that's it. That's all you need. Tak payahlah belikan expensive toys, build them expensive house and things like that. As long as your animals are happy and healthy, that's it. That's all you need. That's all they need. So how to keep them happy and healthy? The first, you're going to check dia punya handling. You have to learn how to handle your animals properly, because handling is a very subjective thing. So all this we will actually teach you during our volunteering class punya hands-on session. So if you come for volunteering in the future, we will teach you about this. Lepas tu, how to keep them happy is to play with them, exercise with them, training with them, and socialization. Socialization means macam even if you don't play with them, at least you sit with them. Let them know that you are always there for them. That's very important for all animals. Okay. Of course, you have to prepare satu environment yang safe and clean environment for the animals. Okay. Healthy, okay, senang je. Diet, make sure diet tu betul, bagi dia makanan yang betul, and makanan yang secukupnya. And then habitat, you have to make sure that they have enough space, comfort, safety, cleanliness, yang tu kena jaga. Lepas tu health will be macam vaccination, kena ikut, kena vaksin, routine care, macam at least every year you send them to veterinary clinic for health check, even lah, katakanlah your animals have nothing wrong, at least you send them for a health check to make sure that they've been looking after. Okay. That's very important because every year the health check will make sure that they have no underlying diseases. Underlying diseases meaning ada banyak macam heart issue that you normally don't see it from outside. Dia sometimes tak ada symptom langsung. Dia boleh suddenly just show up and then most likely almost dying. So you have to send them for annual health check. That's very important. And then veterinary care macam that's actually macam grooming juga, tapi dia actually under veterinary care, macam potong kuku. That's actually very important for both dogs and cats. And then clean up the ear, skin check, things like that. Okay. Benda-benda simple actually is fundamental rights for the animals lah, and to keep them healthy. And then this is a very heavy part. It's Animal Welfare Act 2015. Why I have to mention this is about before Animal Welfare Act 2015, kita ada satu lagi set animal law yang sangat-sangat lama dah. I think it's Akta Haiwan. Akta Haiwan. Look at this. Okay, bukan. Sorry. Ini Akta Haiwan juga. Oh, okay. So never mind. There's another Akta Haiwan since 1967, I think. So it means since 1967 sampai 2015 tu tak ada update langsung. So that's how long our animal welfare standard has been before 2015. The most obvious and ridiculous thing about the old Akta Haiwan adalah katakanlah ada kes bunuh haiwan, okay? In 2012 I rasa, actually ada kes satu macam tu. 2012 bulan raya, I ingat lagi. Ada orang hantar bukan seorang lah, ramai pet owners kan, dia sebab raya dia kena nak balik kampung ke apa, dia total about 330 lebih kucing to a pet shop for boarding service, macam hotel service. Okay, katakan you nak balik kampung, lepas tu kita boleh bawa kucing kan, so you send to a hotel lah, so you let the people there to take care of the kucing semua. Dia akan bagi makan lah. They are supposed to bagi makan and take care of the cats. Tapi pet shop owner tu dalam masa sebulan dia balik Indonesia, sorry. Indon is not politically correct. Dia balik Indonesia. Lepas tu dia biarkan kucing dalam pet shop tu, tak ada makanan, tak ada orang looking after the cats, and then nobody cleaning up for the one entire month. So what happened is that lepas raya orang balik nak ambil kucing balik, dia bagilah all kind of excuses, or not free lah, we'll send the cats back later lah, this lah, that lah. Until one of the owner that tak boleh tahan go to the pet shop, and then she smelled something really bad coming from the pet shop itself. Then only realized a lot of cats died inside the pet shop, and then dah start decomposing, then the smell start coming out. That case eventually go to a court, kena saman semua, tapi sebab yang tu dia masa tu kita masih pakai lagi Akta Haiwan yang lama, so the maximum penalty is 200 ringgit per case. In the end, only 30 over owners yang file report, so the pet shop owner kena saman 6,000 lebih je. 6,000 lebih untuk nyawa kucing 300 lebih. So that was like the worst case ever. Sebab penalty tak cukup. dengan akta haiwan just realized that they cannot handle these kind of cases anymore. So since then we've been pushing for the new Animal Welfare Act, which is this one new one. You boleh nampak yang dekat bottom tu. Kita start establishing minimum fine. Minimum fine is any case that go to court, dia start dari RM15,000 saman. Tak ada lesser than that, okay? So the new Animal Welfare Act 2015 is more serious and is more comprehensive. Dia boleh handle all kind of cruelty cases. So also the new Animal Welfare Act ada detail apa yang constitute as physical cruelty. Macam cruelly beats, kicks, overload, torture, terrifies animals. Macam-macam lah. You can just Google up Animal Welfare Act 2015. Okay. Yang simple ada, yang very very serious one macam physical offense macam mutilates animals, skinning, roast or kill any live animals, things like that. Nah, keeps animal chained or tethered, macam-macam. So this new act is more up to date. Okay, it's more practical in handling modern animal cruelty. So before this also, yang akta haiwan dulu pun dia punya jail sentence tu, I think macam maximum pun 2 bulan je. Maximum yang tu maximum. So biasa okay lah, I mean I can't speak on behalf of the legal side, tapi yang case tadi tu, yang pet shop tu, owner tu eventually kena jail tapi tak ada maximum. Dia rasa dia kena jail seminggu je, macam tu. And plus that 6,000 ringgit fine total. So yeah, that was really bad. So one of the main activity in SPCA is neutering. So apa kata itu pemandulan? Pemandulan means to prevent, to remove the reproductive system to prevent breeding or birthing. And this is permanent. Kenapa kita kena buat pemandulan? The reason being that the primary reason why animals ended up in shelter is because of overpopulation, kan? So you see a lot of macam puppies or kittens on the street because of overpopulation, tak ada orang control. And then ada juga yang owner yang just buang animals dekat pasar, dekat kopitiam semua tu, lepas tu dia just give birth over there. So this causing a lot of overpopulation issue, and then some overpopulation issue will cause some people to become more cruel towards the stray animals. So why neuter? Okay, why neuter? The first one is to reduce spraying and marking, especially in male animals. Kalau kucing jantan dengan anjing jantan, dia suka go to a new place and then pee sikit. Kencing sikit tu to cover the smell of other animals, to mark the territory as theirs, okay? The second one is to reduce roaming, especially sometimes bagi rescuer yang dia ada buat macam population control in their residential area, neutering will help control up to area yang haiwan jalan-jalan. For those animals that already on the street lah, so it won't go too far to look for to mate. And then the third one is to reduce aggression, of course, because the hormone, lower hormones, they won't be as so possessive and won't be so aggressive lah. And then of course lower the risk of cancers. This one is referring to uterus cancers or to other reproductive organs cancers. And then of course the main thing is to decrease overpopulation. Dengan pemandulan actually can increase lifespan up to 3 to 5 years. Okay. So cats and dogs can begin reproducing as early as 4 months old. Kita pernah jumpa case yang actually start giving birth around 3.5 months old. That's very small. So in just 1 year from one unspayed cat, 1 year, 12. In 5 years, 11,000. In 9 years, you're going to get 11 million kittens. The reason the consequence is that kalau kita tak buat pemandulan, tak ada orang yang boleh habis adopt semua 11 million anak kucing dekat sini. They may seem cute, but you go to any animal shelter at all, they are all full because of the overpopulation. As for dogs, 1 year kita dapat 16 puppies. In 5 years, we are going to get 12,000 puppies. So that is all for the presentation. Okay, let me answer a few of your questions tadi. I see, other than the love message. Okay, where? Okay, as I said earlier, answered Wasna earlier, all animals in SPCA are for adoption. Okay, it's just that when you come over for adoption, kita actually ada a short interview. Bagi kucing senang je, because kucing not so much of behavioral issue other than macam scratching ke, or maybe your worry is how the new cat going to integrate with your existing pet cat. So yang tu kita boleh train. Tapi bagi owner yang nak adopt anjing, yang tu susah, not susah sikit, but complicated sikit, because anjing tu dia ada banyak behavioral concerns. First, territorial, and then the breed of the dog also, dia akan determine dia punya energy level. So energy level will determine dia punya exercise duration, and exercise duration will go into how long you should take the dog out for a walk and things like that. And then during the walk, should you interact with other dogs and things like that. So anjing punya interview tu agak longer sikit, and then it depends on the environment as well. So whatever it is, we hope that you can come over to take a look at the animals before adoption. Jangan just check our Facebook and then say, oh, this is cute, I want to adopt. It doesn't work that way. You have to visit physically to look at the animals. Okay? So, okay, next one. So animals here spay and neuter. Yes, 100% of the animals coming into SPCA Selangor are spayed or neutered, regardless of the age. Well, of course, kalau dia tak sihat tu tak boleh spay neuter lah kan. Tapi still, once they recover and then they become healthy, we will still spay and neuter them. So not only our own animals, actually we offer spay and neuter to the public members as well. So katakan you rescue your own cat, you rescue your own dog, you can send them over for spay neuter as well. Yang the only condition yang kita tak buat adalah kalau kucing atau anjing the one that you're keeping is pedigree breed, kita tak boleh buat pedigree breed. Kita punya lesson only boleh buat baka campur je. If it's like macam Persian mix, Siamese mix, kita tak boleh buat langsung. Sorry, yang tu you kena pergi ke private clinic. Tapi as long as they are baka campur, you can send them over. Okay. And then the next one. Okay, adakah bilangan haiwan yang diterima masuk bagi setiap tahun dilimitkan? Kita actually tak ada limit, cuma kita ada maximum capacity. Yang tu ditetapkan oleh Majlis Perbandaran sebab SPCA shelter tu is in a residential area. So we cannot keep above a certain limit, okay? Bagi anjing kita, our limit is 60, cat is 40. Actually, we can go more. Tapi our vet actually decide against it sebab we believe every animals have their comfort zone, right? Macam kucing juga dia ada actually area dia yang dia rasa selesa, okay? Tanpa stress. Tapi the more cats you put in that same area, all the cats are going to feel the more and more stress out. So we want to avoid that situation. But stress is actually a very serious underlying diseases. You tak nampak. Dulu kita ada satu case yang mana we took cats out for event, lepas tu balik, next day kucing tu mati. Kenapa? Sebab overhandling during the event. Okay, semua orang nampak kucing comel tu dia nak sentuh, lepas tu dia nak pegang, dan lepas tu kucing tu actually stress out through all that physical handling, so actually can die. So what we believe is that every kennel we will have only maximum of 3 anjing. Every room we will have maximum of only 6 cats. So yang tu to balance stress and best welfare care for the animals. Okay. Having said that, actually kita sekarang ni over capacity by around 50% or so. We have over 100 dogs right now. Kita ada kucing over 60 right now. Because a lot of issue lah, macam urgency of rescuing. Kita rescue banyak lately kita banyak dapat newborns. Because newborns you tak boleh ambil 1-2 je. Yang kalau you rescue newborn, you have to take the entire litter, termasuk mama tu. Kalau you tak ambil mama tu, newborn kita actually can die. They can die very easily. They are very fragile. Okay. So, okay, apakah kondisi haiwan okay, yang tak boleh dimandulkan? Actually tak ada. Kebanyakan health issue lah. What we call macam uterus banana, infection kita tak boleh buat. Kena lepas treatment, lepas healthy baru boleh buat. Second thing is macam blood count. Ada fever. Kalau you ada fever, actually your blood cell count will actually go up or go down. So kalau tinggi sangat atau rendah sangat, it's actually not safe for any surgery. So kita tak boleh buat. Most of them they are just health issue lah. Health issue kita memang tak buat. Ada juga macam what do you call that? Kutu, right? Fleas or ticks kita juga tak buat. Sebab during surgery too, we're not sure if the fleas or ticks going to fall into the wound. It's actually very dangerous and then cause even mass infection. So we don't do that. So kalau you ada kucing, you ada anjing yang ada flea and ticks issue, you have to settle that one first. Then only you can book for surgery. You can go to any clinic, it's the same thing. Kalau dia ada jumpa ticks or fleas, they will not do surgery for you because the risk is very high. Okay. And then next one, what else? Okay, about policy untuk setiap owner obligatory pemandulan. The thing is that we tried, tapi it has to do with legal issue. We pitch it to the federal government. It doesn't work sebab according to them lah, they say it's a freedom of choice. Okay, so if we start implementing that, it will interfere with their freedom of choice in having animals. Okay, tak apa. So we pitch another second idea is macam what we call lesen bertingkat. So katakan kalau you tak nak mandul haiwan tu, then maybe you pay a more expensive licensing. Kalau dah mandul, maybe bagi discount, maybe bayar RM10 je. Kalau tak mandul tu bayar RM100 macam tu, to encourage people mandulkan haiwan. So far bukan semua majlis yang terima idea tu. Yang satu-satunya majlis yang terima adalah majlis perbandaran Selayang. Yang Selayang tu kalau you nak ambil lesen anjing, you wajib mandul. Macam tu. But eventually we hope wajib mandul. We really hoping for that because that will eventually control people from just simply let their animals out and then give birth and then they just dump the animals somewhere. Okay. Okay, untuk vet student ada, tapi sebab klinik kita kecil, so kita boleh every year also we can only take macam no more than 5 lah, tak banyak. It's very just to let you know, sebab klinik kita focus a lot on pemandulan. So if you're coming for internship, your job is very, very, very intensive, super intensive. Everything focus on pemandulan. So you learn very fast in this field. Dalam surgery semua tu, you learn very fast compared to going to private clinic. Sebab kalau you pergi private clinic, you kena belajar treatment lah, diagnosis lah, consultation and things like that. Tapi kalau dekat SPCA tu, sebab kita tak ada komponen macam consultation, kita tak ada charge. Kita treatment pun tak banyak sangat. So you will learn super fast in terms of surgery. So that's a good experience juga untuk vet student lah. So next one, apa yang terjadi kalau bilangan haiwan terlalu banyak tempat perlindungan? Nothing. We have several SOP in place sebelum ambil haiwan-haiwan yang diselamatkan. Yang let's say haiwan jalanan yang sihat, biasanya kita akan advise untuk pemandulan, lepas tu you lepas balik. It's a program what we call trap, neuter, release and manage. So sebab dia orang sihat, alright, so they don't, unless they are like macam puppy ke kitten ke yang boleh rehome, okay, yang tu kita rehome. Then lepas tu also puppies and kittens, they get rehome very fast, so no issue there. Cuma bagi adult animals yang sihat, it's very difficult to rehome. Just a statistic dekat shelter kita, anything more than 1 year old, dia punya rehoming chances slash by half. Okay? Once they reach 4 years old, slash by half again. Once they're over 6 years old, basically dia punya adoption chances is like close to zero. So they will just stay there forever. So to avoid that from keep happening, actually during the intake, we are very, very strict. Kita akan ambil case yang betul-betul urgent je. That also causes a lot of consequences lah. Macam we are constantly full. Sebab case yang kita ambil tu always urgent. And then lepas tu always need a long-term treatment. That's why we can't just simply ambil all the animals from the street. Otherwise, well, we would love to. And everyone would love to, right? For you, you also love to take in all the cute kittens and puppies. Okay, so bolehkah kita sebagai orang awam melawat tempat peliharaan haiwan SPCA? Yes, we are actually macam, I'm not saying we are shopping mall, but kita operate as an open shelter. So you can visit anytime. Before MCO lah, sorry. So even though tak semestinya you datang untuk adoption ke apa or treatment or whatever. Actually, before MCO, you can just walk in and then just sit in the park with the dog or just sit in the room with the cat entire day. We don't care. Kita bukan macam kedai, you have to order something just to sit in there. Ada. So you can just come in, just sit with the animals there. Just that's what we call socialization lah. We want the animals to be comfortable with strangers keep coming in so that they feel less stressed when they go to a new home. That's actually good for the animals. Okay, do visit us after the MCO is lifted. Tapi buat masa ni sebab MCO, so we have limit of visitors. Like every day, every half an hour, we only allow 2 visitors. Okay, the reason being that we cannot risk closing down. Kalau kita close down, it means tak ada orang boleh kerja dalam premise, and then it means the animals will die. The animals need daily care, okay? Especially most of the animals that we have, they need treatment, they need ubat, they need rebandage and things like that. So that is a daily thing that we have to do. We cannot afford to close down even for half a day. So we actually don't close. SPCA Selangor buka 365 days. Is only that we don't open to public on Mondays, but you can visit Tuesday sampai hari Ahad. We open from 10 to 4. Okay, you can just drop by. And then, okay, kalau anjing tu gigit orang luar, okay, anjing gigit orang luar, you mean anjing tu anjing peliharaan sendiri ke? If that's the case, there are actually a lot of missing information still. I need to know apa trigger dia, and then where the dog biting the person, and then what did the person do before kena gigit. Sebab in assessing things like this, we need all the information. It could be that person threatening the dog, all right? Or it could be that person playing with the dog in the wrong way. Or it could be the dog actually in pain, and then it's only reacting to other people. Or it could be the dog has been tied up for a very long time, and then suddenly you release, and lepas tu anjing tu jadi super high energy. And then that also depends on the definition of gigit. Gigit has a lot of, in our terms, we call it grab, we call it bite, we call it hold. Grab means could be just playing. Dia macam grab onto your arm, lepas tu dia tak nak lepas. Tapi actually no harm, nothing. Okay? Gigit, proper bite will be like through your skin, and then they'll just bite, and then they'll let go. That could be what we call stress reaction. Yang last one is hold. Hold means they'll grab and then they'll hold on to it. Dia tak lepas langsung. Lepas tu akan cedera juga. So all these three different type of gigit, they actually from different causes. So to answer your question, actually is memang abnormal, tapi need more information to give you advice on this. So behavioral training is also behavioral monitoring, behavioral training, behavioral assessment. They are actually should be a profession by itself. So it's not as simple as just macam your case. It's not as simple as just tell the trainer to my anjing saya gigit orang, so nak train boleh tak? It's not as simple as that. We need to know the cause. We need to know the trigger. We need to know the environment that the dog is in, and then we need to know the owner. The owner is the most important thing, because usually it's the owner itself, how they handle the dog, that causes the dog to become like this. Okay, so we can you can volunteer, and then we can teach you about that part. And salam pengap. SPCA ada di seluruh negara ke? Okay, in Malaysia bukan tiap-tiap negeri ada SPCA. Bagi contoh, dekat Kelantan tak ada, Terengganu tak ada, Perlis tak ada, Kedah tak ada. Kedah ada, tapi dia partial only. Mana lagi ya? Pahang tak ada. Yeah, that's it. Lain-lain negeri ada, tapi ada juga persatuan lain yang boleh beri pertolongan lah if you need it. Okay, you don't have to rely on SPCA only. There are many other good individual rescuers also. So, SPCA memberi nasihat untuk pet owner dalam penjagaan haiwan. Yeah, ada. Yes, people always call us up, and then lepas tu they will give us situasi yang maybe difficult situation that they are in lah, macam especially things that may be minor, macam you adopted a new cat and then you bawa balik rumah, then tiba-tiba kucing tu macam kena rasuk lah. Bukan rasuk lah, macam gila lah sebab dia what do you call it, they having hard time adjusting to the new environment. So they will ask us for advice lah. So there's actually a lot of procedure to go through before you introduce a new cat. Apalagi training also, that's the most common question and things like that. Yep. So we do offer advice, but what we don't do is diagnosis over the phone. Okay, it's the same thing for most of the vet clinic as well. Most of the professional will not do diagnosis over the phone. You tak boleh just simply call up and then say, kucing saya demam lah, boleh apa yang boleh saya buat? Tak boleh. Doctor will not give you advice that way. They will want you to bring in the cats. But demam tu can be caused by a lot of reasons. It can be blood infection, can be virus, can be a lot of things. Okay, so you have to send your cat or your animals to a doctor if it's health related issue. Okay. So pendapat mixed breed kucing aja. Actually mixed breed kan. Kejap, mixed breeding you mean bukan kucing dengan anjing kan? You mean kucing dengan kucing, anjing dengan anjing. Right. I surely hope you don't mean kucing dengan anjing. Okay. So mixed breed actually it's a better way of for the next generation according to genetic studies. Sebab kalau you mixed breed, the kids will only inherit the best of the genes. Okay, unless you mix breed from the same family, then they will inherit whatever kecacatan dalam gene, dia akan inherit that if it's from the same family. Tapi kalau dia not from the same family, the animals actually will inherit the best gene from each breed. That's why you see macam haiwan jalanan, anjing jalanan dengan kucing jalanan, actually they are super strong, super healthy. You boleh bagi dia makan apa je, they don't care. Kan, you bagi nasi dia makan, hantam, no problem. Bagi kari, hantam, no problem. You bagi roti, hantam, no problem. Kalau kucing yang you beli dari macam pet shop, yang baka-baka cantik, you bagi roti je, next day dia diarrhea. You tukar makanan sikit, next day dia diarrhea. So actually mixed breed is actually will cause them to become stronger. So tak ada kesan-kesan lah yang mengganggu. Yang mostly kesan-kesan yang mengganggu kehidupan, you will see is just behavior. Behavior can be corrected, no problem. Okay.
Okey, terima kasih kepada Encik Kelvin dan juga sesiapa yang bertanyakan soalan. Perkongsian sangat padat. Tempat yang Encik Kelvin tunjukkan di SPCA tadi amat menarik dan saya yakin ramai yang teringin nak pergi sana kan during COVID ni tapi tak boleh. Saya rasa kalau boleh dah ramai dah yang pergi. Okey, seterusnya saya boleh saya tahu Encik Kelvin dah berapa lama bekerja dengan SPCA?
Saya start bekerja dekat SPCA since 2011. So dah berapa lama?
10 tahun.
11 kan?
Lebih
10. Sorry, math fail.
Okey, agak lama juga dan sangat berpengalaman. Okey, saya pun nak tanya sikit soalan lah. Okey, kita tahu kan kewangan pun amatlah penting kan untuk kita teruskan dan juga memperjuangkan nasib-nasib haiwan terbiar ni kan. Okey, lepas tu boleh tak Encik kongsikan SPCA ni mendapat sumber ataupun dana ni daripada simpanan sendiri ataupun fully sponsorship daripada company ataupun mana-mana pihak untuk berkhidmat dalam menjaga kebajikan haiwan ni?
Okay, bagi kebanyakan, I mean large portion of our funding actually dari sumbangan orang ramai actually. It means donation macam public members like you. Lepas tu yang dari company tu usually it comes in macam one off. Dia maybe sponsor macam 10,000 untuk projek haiwan tu saja. Dan lepas tu for the entire year no more. So bagi company macam tu. So we prefer constant donation coming from the orang ramai sebab yang tu more regular and then it help in sustaining our operation better.
Oh, okay. Terima kasih atas perkongsian yang tersebut. Okey, baiklah. Soalan saya akan tanya soalan seterusnya. Okey, soalan seterusnya agak mengganggu sedikit emosi dan juga fikiran lah kan. Sebab saya bertanya, apakah sebenarnya punca seekor haiwan peliharaan ni yang dulunya disayangi dan juga dibelai kan, akhirnya menjadi haiwan yang terbiar. Sepatutnya kita dah sayang, dah belai, baik kita akan jaga dengan masa yang lama. Tapi bila kita dah penat jaga diorang, kita buang tepi jalan. Dan dia akan jadi haiwan terbiar. So saya rasa perkara ni amatlah tak wajar. Tapi boleh tak bagi pendapat Cik, apakah punca dan sebab-sebab haiwan peliharaan yang dulunya disayangi kini menjadi haiwan yang terbiar?
Yang tu memang situasi yang kita SPCA hadapi tiap hari. On average tiap hari kita dapat sekurang-kurangnya 17 request to bring in their animals. Yang tu 17 request tu tak termasuk haiwan yang dia orang selamat dari tepi jalan ke apa lah. Yang tu 17 request tu only from pet owners, yang bermaksud dia dah bela haiwan tu at least sekurang-kurangnya 3 bulan dan lebih. Okay, yang tu kita categorize as pet owners. Anything lesser kita panggil rescuers. So kenapa ada banyak pet owners yang nak in the term what we call surrendering, okay, willingly surrender their animals. Most of the time sebab yang kita dengar tu financial. Second thing is about a change in their family condition. Okay, maybe some of them divorce or things like that. Maybe dia beranak ke. And then the third one will be travelling. Travelling macam berhijrah ke, or dia travelling for a long period of time macam lebih sebulan or something like that. So actually most of that legit reason, they are legit. Cuma shelter biasanya is not the best place to go. I mean to rehome the animals, because pet, you have to think of it this way. Haiwan-haiwan kesayangan kan, dia tak serupa macam haiwan-haiwan jalanan tau. Dia punya stress, how they handle stress is different from haiwan jalanan. Pet animals been staying in your home. Dia berhadapan dengan satu tuan rumah je, okay, which is you. and then maybe dia dah already get used to your home environment, and then tiba-tiba you hantar to shelter. Shelter tu banyak sangat kucing yang feral, yang dari jalanan, yang tu semua quite strong. Okay, so once you hantar haiwan kesayangan ke shelter, kebanyakan tu case tu dia kena bully, dia kena stress out. Dia kena stress out, dia buat apa? Dia punya behavior change from a very friendly pet haiwan kesayangan, dia jadi become very aggressive. So that's why we don't encourage people, kalau you ada masalah kewangan ke apa, try to rehome the pet to your nearest family members or to your friends. Jangan hantar ke shelter. Kalau you hantar ke shelter, you have to accept the fact that the behavior of your pet animals will change.
Okay. Terima kasih atas perkongsian tersebut. Maknanya kita sangat maknanya penting lah untuk pastikan haiwan kita tu, pets tu, untuk dalam keadaan yang healthy and juga happy. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, haiwan juga berhak kan untuk mendapatkan layanan yang baik oleh manusia. Mereka juga perlu diberikan keperluan yang secukupnya kan. Jangan hanya sebab mereka tak boleh nak berkata-kata, kita boleh sewenang-wenangnya nak buang diorang, lepas tu nak
betul.
haiwan-haiwan ni. Okay, jika macam kalau dah tak suka, kita boleh adoptkan mereka kan. Janganlah kita buang mereka dekat tepi jalan sebab kita dah tak sayang kan. Okay, seringkali juga saya dengar haiwan yang dibeli dengan ratusan ringgit, baka yang baik, akan diberikan layanan yang lebih baik, yang lebih rapi berbanding dengan haiwan yang dikutip di tepi jalan. Ataupun senang cerita, pilih kasih. Yang cantik hanya diberikan masuk rumah, yang tak biasa di jalanan hanya di luar rumah. Dan saya rasa perkara ini haruslah disangkal dan tidak sepatutnya berlaku untuk manusia kan, buat kepada haiwan. Okay, soalan yang seterusnya, ianya berkaitan dengan penularan kes penderaan haiwan yang terbiar. Okay, tak silap saya, lebih kurang beberapa tahun yang lepas, ada satu kes yang hangat di social media kan, di mana seorang lelaki telah memasukkan kucing yang tidak bersalah ke dalam dobi, di dalam dryer di sebuah dobi kan. Kita pun tahu kalau dryer ni memerlukan suhu yang sangat tinggi kan. So kalau tak, macam mana baju kita boleh kering kan. Sampainya hati seorang lelaki ni untuk buat macam tu dekat seekor haiwan yang tak bersalah. Okay, di manakah sifat manusia, kemanusiaan yang telah diterapkan daripada kecil. Okay, oleh itu saya nak tanya pendapat Encik tentang kes penularan penderaan haiwan ni, haiwan terbiar di jalan.
Okay, kita ada satu department, tadi ada explain kan, kita ada inspectorate department yang look into this kind of case, yang ngam case tu yang kita ada investigate juga. So dekat Malaysia ni luckily case yang seserius macam tu, yang sekejam macam tu actually tak banyak, less than maybe 10%. Ada juga case dulu case lain macam pakai memanah anjing kot rasa, arrow shooting one of the dog kan. Lepas tu ada satu lagi case yang dia buang kucing tu atas bonet kereta, lepas tu kucing tu mati. Ada lagi yang lama sikit, dia cucuk anak kucing dengan payung. Lepas tu ada satu lagi case yang dia masak anjing. Lepas tu ada case lah yang pet shop yang I mention tadi tu, yang tak bagi makan selama sebulan. Then so over the course dah 10 tahun I kerja dengan SPCA, luckily case yang sekejam macam tu tak banyak. So it shows that Malaysian still actually very compassionate. Okay, so don't lose heart because of those few cases. Kebanyakan orang Malaysia masih orang yang prihatin. When we see cases like that, we actually will report. So when it comes to case macam serious macam tu, usually the authority will take action. Macam case yang dryer tu, dia akhirnya kena saman, rasa macam tapi dia tak mampu bayar, so rasa dia kena penjara. So all in all, I hope more people actually know know the standard of animal welfare in Malaysia. Lepas tu, if you see cases like this, make sure to report it to the authority. Kalau tak ada, kalau you tak boleh ambil gambar ke, tak boleh ambil video ke, tak ada apa-apa, tak boleh ambil apa-apa what do you call that, video evidence, at least be the witness. report to the authority. Okay?
Okey, begitulah. Jelas ni kan mengapa kita perlu mempunyai rasa tanggungjawab ni terhadap kebajikan haiwan. Tak kisahlah di tepi jalan ke, terbiar ke, apa-apa ke. Yang penting kita mempunyai rasa tanggungjawab ni sendiri. Okey, seterusnya saya akan memberikan peluang untuk moderator kedua kita, Tina, untuk bertanyakan soalan yang seterusnya.
Okay.
Terima kasih Aino, Encik Kelvin dan para penonton yang masih setia menonton program kami dari awal pagi hingga sekarang. Saya akan meneruskan lagi forum kita pada hari ini untuk bertanyakan beberapa lagi soalan yang berkaitan dengan topik kita pada hari ini. Baiklah, kira-kira lebih setahun wabak COVID-19 telah melanda negara kita dan semestinya pelbagai jenis sektor-sektor awam turut terjejas berikutan daripada arahan pihak kerajaan untuk terus kekal di rumah dengan Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan PKP yang telah ditetapkan. Oleh hal yang demikian, saya pasti pihak SPCA juga menghadapi waktu yang sukar ini. Jadi, bolehkah Encik Kelvin berkongsi dengan kami, adakah COVID-19 ini menjadi salah satu punca dalam peningkatan kes haiwan terbiar dan apakah cabaran-cabaran yang dihadapi oleh pihak SPCA sendiri pada musim pandemik ini?
Okay. Bagi kes-kes macam what do you call it, haiwan terbiar actually is more from macam yang sebut tadi tu, banyak orang yang facing financial issue kan, lepas tu dia buang dia punya haiwan kesayangan dekat pasar, dekat kopitiam semua tu. Yang tu memang ada peningkatan. Kita terima banyak report yang kena ada orang buang dekat bus stop pun ada, dekat sekolah pun ada, dekat kantin, dekat kilang, banyak. Memang before this paling lebih 17 kes kan. Tapi since MCO started kita terima almost double that. And then lepas tu ada juga orang yang buang dekat pintu kita. Dia letak dalam kotak, lepas tu dia buang dekat pintu kita. Actually we don't encourage that. Kalau you buang dekat mana-mana tempat pun, go back to what I mentioned earlier. Haiwan kesayangan you sendiri, dia tak macam haiwan jalanan. Dia tak tahu nak cari makan sendiri. You just buang any kopitiam pun, biarpun ada makanan dekat situ, tapi the first day that you buang dia, they already confused. They go to a new place, dia tak tahu mana nak pergi. Dia tak tahu mana nak cari makanan. Lepas tu dia get frightened by all kind of external thing, kereta ke, motorbike ke, orang baru ke. They're just confused. So maybe they will not even survive the first week. Most of the case yang kita nampak, haiwan yang kena buang tu disappear lepas seminggu. Kenapa? Sebab dia stress out, dia tak tahu mana nak pergi, dia mungkin kena attack by haiwan lain, dia maybe hiding in the longkang, lepas tu tak keluar-keluar, lepas tu mati sebab banjir. Bukan banjir lah, kena air dalam longkang. So all kind of things. So kita nak try to advise the public members, whatever you do, try to find solution lain. Rehome your animals properly. Jangan main buang je. Your animals cannot survive. It's not the same as you macam haiwan jalanan lain. Serious, they cannot survive. And then the second thing is how has COVID-19 affect operasi shelters. Bukan SPCA aja tapi untuk shelters lain jugalah kan. The first thing adalah financial. Sebab dulu kita memang rely a lot on macam public donation kan. Sejak MCO tu ramai yang mungkin kehilangan kerja, mungkin kena potongan gaji, so memang financial kita affected lah. But luckily SPCA ni kita kira salah satu persatuan yang besar, so kita ada financial backing yang quite strong, so our animals are not affected in any ways. Cuma okay lah, pekerja macam saya ni potongan gaji memang sepatutnya we receive the potongan gaji, but at least the animal welfare part we don't touch. Yang tu tak boleh bagi diskaun langsung. So animals still well taken care of.
Baik, setelah mendengar penjelasan daripada Encik, kami amat memahami keadaan yang dialami tidak kira sama ada sektor kerajaan ataupun sektor swasta. Kesemuanya diyakini serba sedikit akan terjejas akibat daripada penularan pandemik di negara ini. Walaupun berbagai halangan dan rintangan yang ditempuhi, saya yakin dan pasti ada jalan penyelesaiannya bagi memastikan kehidupan haiwan terbiar ini terjamin dengan jayanya. Baik, kita selalu melihat haiwan terbiar di jalanan yang tidak mempunyai tempat berlindung, berkeliaran di kawasan bandar dan sebagainya bagi mencari sumber makanan. Kadang-kadang kita terlintas di fikiran kita ingin membantu haiwan tersebut, tetapi masyarakat tidak tahu apakah langkah dan cara-cara yang perlu diambil bagi membantu haiwan yang terbiar ini. Oleh itu, kita akan teruskan lagi dengan soalan seterusnya. Pada pendapat Encik Kelvin, bagaimanakah orang awam boleh membantu SPCA dalam melaporkan kejadian haiwan terbiar ini?
Okay, the first thing first, kita sebelum you report haiwan terbiar tu, you kena check sebab sometimes, most of the time now, ada what we call macam local rescuer yang bagi makan or local feeder lah kan. So you boleh check dengan feeder tu sama ada haiwan tu dia nak terus jaga dekat tempat situ ke dia nak rehome. Sebab sometimes feeder dia nak simpan dia nak keeping the animals in the same environment, dia tak nak rehome. So you have to check dengan feeder tu. It could be due to behavioral reason. Mungkin haiwan tu dia tak suka home environment, so you kena check. So kalau tak ada feeder, tak ada rescuer dalam tempat tu, the first thing you should do is to establish feeding station. Feeding station tu penting sebab you lepas establish feeding station tu, you have to start feeding schedule. Make sure that you feed the animals pada on schedule lah, on time. Yang tu penting untuk masa kelak, maybe you nak tangkap untuk pemandulan atau tangkap untuk rehoming. So you just letak makanan pada masa yang tertentu, then make sure the animals show up. So then untuk rescuing in the future, you boleh pasti yang animals tu akan show up pada masa tu juga. So feeding station is very important. It may macam macam benda kecil kan feeding station, tapi feeding station is very important. So lepas feeding station, then baru you boleh proceed to the next stage of rescuing, which is to relocate the animals. Kalau ada tempat yang boleh bawa lah, macam shelter lain ke, or rehoming. So bagi haiwan yang adult, usually kita akan advise memandulkan, lepas tu lepas balik bagi yang adult. Adult means umur 1 tahun dan ke atas. Kalau bagi 1 tahun ke bawah, puppies atau kitten, yang tu kita boleh rehome sebab dia kecil lagi. Yang tu behavioral dia belum shape lagi. So yang tu senang sikit nak rehome. So yang tu you can contact us lah. You can just call us up and then we can help you rehoming. And then what else? Then talk about macam haiwan yang cedera. Depends on the level of injury. Kalau dia patah kaki ke, yang kena intensive treatment tu, call us up, we will arrange. Tapi dia macam setakat macam kulit je, or very minor thing, okay, yang tu boleh treat on the spot. So yang tu also you can call us up, we can give you advice accordingly lah. But whatever it is, try to assess, then feeding station, then only do the rescuing afterwards.
Terima kasih atas penerangan dan penjelasan yang diberikan. Saya juga yakin bahawa para penonton juga sudah menanamkan tekad dalam diri mereka untuk membantu haiwan-haiwan yang terbiar mengikut penerangan yang telah diberikan sebentar tadi. Caranya tidaklah susah. Jadi sama-samalah kita meringankan tulang kita untuk bersama-sama memastikan kehidupan haiwan terbiar ini terbela. Apakah tiada sedikit perasaan simpati apabila kita melihat haiwan yang tidak terurus dan kelaparan di luar sana? Baiklah, saya juga mendapati bahawa segelintir masyarakat yang gemar untuk memelihara haiwan peliharaan ini sanggup untuk menghabiskan wang simpanan mereka sehingga mencecah ribuan ringgit semata-mata untuk mendapatkan haiwan peliharaan, contohnya seperti kucing Parsi dan sebagainya. Bukan itu sahaja, jenis kucing ini bukan calang-calang harganya. Hal ini dikatakan sedemikian kerana seperti yang kita sedia maklum, harga anak kucing Parsi saja yang kecil sahaja sudah mencecah harga ratusan sehingga ribuan ringgit, apatah lagi yang sudah matang kan. Jadi saya menganggap bahawa ini adalah sesuatu yang luar biasa dan saya tertanya-tanya, adakah pihak SPCA turut memberi peluang kepada orang ramai untuk mendapatkan kucing dari SPCA? Jadi soalan saya, adakah orang awam diberi kebenaran untuk adopt haiwan peliharaan dari SPCA dan bagaimanakah cara-cara atau peraturan yang wajib dipatuhi untuk mereka adopt haiwan tersebut?
So, betul, memang ada banyak haiwan yang jual dekat pet shop tu mencecah beribu-ribu ringgit. That is very normal. Yang especially macam anak-anak kucing, Persian, tapi yang paling mahal tu I pernah nampak is a Sphinx. Pernah dengar Sphinx cat yang tak ada bulu punya. Yang tu
yang
anak
kulit
kucing
licin.
dia, kulit dia licin betul. Tapi busuk sebab dia tak ada bulu kan. Anak kucing dia seekor boleh cecah 20,000 lebih ke atas. Seekor 20,000 lebih. Okay, the thing about adoption is that kita encourage semua orang, siapa je nak adopt, datang pergilah ke mana-mana shelter, bukan saja SPCA tapi juga kepada individual rescuer, adopt from them, because this rescuer they need help to to rehome the animals. Lepas tu dia boleh selamatkan lagi banyak haiwan lain. Okay, so bagi SPCA specifically, kita ada short interview yang you kena go through sebelum adoption. Sebab haiwan-haiwan yang kita ada ni dia datang daripada rescuer. So we are not sure whether or not you boleh handle. So short interview yang kita jalankan itu untuk memastikan you tahu apa yang akan you kena prepare and you kena face the behavioral change lah kan. Tapi short interview tu is not tak susah. Dia cuma want to make sure that you have the right environment, right mindset going into adoption. Sebab kita tak nak you lepas adopt an animals for a week, lepas tu you change your mind, tak nak lagi lah, nak bagi balik. Because returning of animals, it will cause psychological effect on the animals itself. Sebab haiwan tu akan lose keyakinan. Dia akan sebab dia move between too many places, dia akan lose their confidence and then they will go into skittish mode. Skittish means bukan malu, dia macam dia tak ada confidence kan, so dia tiap hari tu dia hide in a safe spot sebab dia tak nak keluar lagi daripada tempat tu. Okay, so that means the animals lost their confidence. So that's actually very serious. Kalau sekiranya haiwan tu lost confidence, the retraining itself take minimum of 3 bulan. Sebab you kena train animals tu to percaya, to gain their confidence back, lepas tu percaya kepada orang lain. So yang tu yang difficult. So we hope that animals yang dah di-adopt jangan hantar balik. That's very important. Sometimes kita ada juga ada orang hantar kucing yang baka cantik juga. Macam Persian tu biasa je, ramai orang yang hantar over the years. Siam pun ada. So check with your local shelter. Sometimes we do have baka yang cantik. So adopt from shelter, jangan beli dari pet shop. Sebab pet shop tu pun they have breeding program. So dia orang breed for commercial gain kan. So they try to maximize dia punya profit. So it means a year dia mungkin breeding more than 4 times a year. That's very stressful for the ibu kucing. Or okay, for ibu anjing sama jugalah kan. So don't support commercial breeding, support shelter.
Baiklah, begitulah serba sedikit penerangan yang diberikan oleh Encik Kelvin. Ini merupakan berita baik bagi penggemar haiwan di luar sana. Bukan apa, saya dapat lihat bahawa pemeliharaan kucing kacukan ini menjadi satu trend dalam kalangan masyarakat kita sendiri, terutamanya kepada golongan yang berkemampuan sehingga kan mereka mampu untuk memelihara lebih daripada seekor kucing. Terima kasih kepada Encik Kelvin di atas penjelasan yang cukup bernas dan diharapkan ia serba sedikit dapat membantu mengurangkan persoalan dalam kalangan masyarakat di luar sana. Begitu banyak informasi dan maklumat penting yang telah diberikan oleh Encik Kelvin berkenaan dengan topik yang dibicarakan pada pagi ini, iaitu berkaitan dengan kebajikan dan penjagaan terhadap haiwan terbiak. Dengan berakhirnya sesi soal jawab bersama panel jemputan kita iaitu Encik Kelvin, hal ini menunjukkan bahawa forum animal welfare ini telah sampai kepada penghujungnya. Sekali lagi saya ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Encik Kelvin Chia selaku officer SPCA Selangor yang sudi untuk meluangkan masa pada pagi ini serta berkongsi maklumat yang informatif berkaitan dengan kebajikan haiwan bersama. Terima kasih juga diucapkan kepada sahabat seberjuangan saya pada pagi ini. Terima kasih Ainur dan tidak lupa juga kepada para penonton semua yang setia bersama kami dari awal program sehingga penghujung forum ini. Diharapkan semua penonton mendapat iktibar dan ilmu baharu untuk diterapkan dalam kehidupan seharian dan sentiasa cakna akan kebajikan haiwan, terutamanya haiwan terbiar di luar sana. Sebagai peringatan kepada semua, jangan lupa untuk mengisi link Google Form yang akan diberikan di bahagian komen untuk memudahkan urusan pemberian merit dan ECJ. Anda juga boleh scan QR code yang dipaparkan di skrin untuk mempercepatkan lagi proses pengisian Google Form. Terima kasih semua.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Encik Kelvin.
Terima kasih.